It's not bad. It's usually super windy here. I don't know how well it's gonna do, but yeah, it always seems to be windy here on the ranch. You know what? Actually, I don't know if I can call it a ranch anymore because we don't have any livestock on the property. I might have to start referring to it as a farm until I decide if I really do want to run cattle on here. Not a big deal. Just want to make sure, in case any haters in the comments, you don't have a ranch, you ain't got livestock on there anymore. There's a lot going on today. So I've got a new attachment coming for the skid steer that hopefully is gonna allow me to really smooth out a lot of the land that's around here, pick up some of those rocks, even help really work on the road, which is nice. I have some other rocks being delivered, not as big rocks for kind of foundation road, but some for helping prep the new RV pad, and then some for Nikki's shop pad. What else is going on today? I got a podcast I need to record, and of course, they're trying to show up to deliver the rock the same time I'm a guest on a podcast. So a little bit of just kind of madness. Nikki's not here right now, so she can't handle it, but I have everything kind of staked out for them where I want them to drop certain loads, and then we'll kind of go from there. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna head down to the gate just so I'm not wasting his time at all. And that way, as soon as he's here, I can give him the instructions and then head back in to record the podcast and then get back out here to do things. Hopefully, the skid steer attachment doesn't come. They said later afternoon, so that means after noon, and it's only like 10 a.m. right now. So, ugh. Top of the road, I put an orange stake just to the left. Going to back and just anywhere near that orange stake. All right, cool. All right, so a load of 3/4 was delivered. This is what it's like. Oh. It's really the top coat that you would put on, you know, obviously at some point I'll put it on top of this 3-inch. But for me, what I need it for is when I build the RV pad and I'm putting that little retaining wall, I want to put some rocks under the wood and then by the wood where it kind of touches as I'm putting new clay in, just to help it with, you know, some drainage. Not that there'll be a ton of it, but this will just be a big help. So this is a lot. This is a lot of rock. It's crazy. I need to go to a quarry and watch this stuff get built, because I'll have 3-inch on the property. Well, I have 6-inch. I'll have 3-inch. I'll have 1.5 that's getting delivered right now, 2, that I think is where I'll put on top of the RV pad first before I put this final top dressing. And then I might use some of it right now just to clean up the road. It's getting really sloppy down there when we try to move and leave and do things. And maybe I'll start moving some of the 3-inch. We'll see. My 10:30 podcast that I was a guest on, completely flaked. No show, no nothing. Stayed on the Zoom for about 10 minutes waiting, emailed them. I don't get it in 2022. I don't. I mean, I've had mistakes in my own personal life where it's just out of sight, out of mind. I totally forget about it. And that's why I've really gotten into a place where I try to email people ahead of time just to double check, triple check. And today I didn't. I just forgot to like email and be like, hey, are you sure you still want me on, kind of a thing? And yep, no showed. All right, so I'm gonna wait for the next delivery of rock, and then I'll wait for the new skid steer attachment. That should make life a lot easier around here, which I'm excited for. I like easy, that's for sure. All right, so this is 1.5 inches. It's a little bigger. And it'll make a little bit better of a base, especially for Nikki's tool shed. And then the RV pad, I put it here because it's centrally located between the two. Plus, this area can use some 1.5 inches as well too. But that'll be plenty for Nikki's tool shed, and it'll be plenty for like the first coat on the RV pad. It's gonna take quite a few for the RV pad and the little road there. So lots to do. All right, so now I'm just waiting for the attachment. Let me see what other little projects I can get done while I wait for that. Like one is, I probably should take the trash. And then I'll get playing around with that new attachment. Let you guys see that, since that was probably the title of this video. All right, quick change of plans. While I'm waiting for the attachment to get delivered, I thought I would clean up this sloppy mess. Now, if you recall, I got my RV stuck, so clearly the grade into that driveway is not the right slope, steep, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take some of that 3-inch off the top, bring it over here, and then hopefully as I get rid of the 3-inch, then I can go in and start grading the dirt and then bring more 3-inch in. A little bit of extra work, but at the same time, you know, it's live and learn. I got to get better at this. I got to look at gradients, I got to look at slopes and be able to say, yeah, that works, that doesn't work, and get this dialed in. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Here we go. How's it going?
How you doing?
Good, good.
Are you the new owner?
I am.
Well, I thought I'd stop by and introduce myself.
2 hours later.
Okay, so the camera kind of went out, at least the camera above where you guys were watching, but this is kind of the rough grade so far of bringing in the 3-inch from over where the RV pad has to be regraded. So just trying to reuse it. It's gotten really sloppy here every time it rains, so this will give us a good base. When that land planer ever arrives, then I can come through here and really kind of push it in and just help us, you know, not slip and slide so much in the mud. So I'm gonna leave the skid there and I'm gonna head back up to the rig and do some magazine work and wait for this delivery folks to give me a call. But here's that kind of connection. So I made all this going around there to the gate, and it'll just make it so, you know, there's not a possibility of getting stuck, because if it rains a lot, this area gets really sloppy. So this will be nice. Let me take you to show you what I have sort of cut out so far. And I'm hoping the land planer will help me cut out kind of the rest and really just, you know, get this graded in right too, because my road grading skills are lacking. So here's the cutout. All of this was gravel. Still got some gravel behind that gate. Just got lazy, haven't moved the gate, but there's still a little bit in here I can pick up. And then I got to start shaving all that dirt off to probably where that little round circle of me turning around the skid steer will be. And then there'll be a gate there. And then this will be the RV entrance. But for now, walk back up to the RV and I'll come back once the attachment is here, if it gets here. All right, see you in a few. Ooh, you're way up there. That was fun. So now I get to play around with this land planer. So it basically has, you'll have to see it, 84-inch, and it's got all these different, basically, what are those called? Dang it, I'm always forgetting. Yeah, it'll come to me. Oh, what's the term? Crazy. And then I got to get something to snap the wires off of here. So yeah, man, super excited about this. Very cool. Plow, that's what it's called. They're plows, right? Forks, plows. I gotta learn all the terminology. Can you tell I'm a city kid? I'm a city kid, that's for sure. All right, let me take these things off, these little wires. How many they got? 1, 2, and probably 2 behind the plate. That would make sense, right? Can't just be these. You know what? I'm gonna move it because that's not where I want this piece of steel. And that way when I'm done, it can go where it needs to go. Man, this thing is really beefy though. I was a little worried, you know, ordering it kind of online, but it's very beefy. Anytime I step out of the rig, I pretty much turned it off, not just for better recording volume, but safety. The one thing about being 6'6", getting in and out, I always have to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out before I even try to get out, because otherwise I'll never make it outside of this little door. Oh, ugh. I'm not going to put any of the plows down because I want to mess around with the gravel and I don't want it to dig it up. Man, I'm so excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm stupid excited. All right, let me give you these gloves and tools. You guys take a seat on the chair for a second. Son of, are you okay? You fell. Are you all right? You good? Okay, I apologize. All right, well, let's get back in here. Boom. Safety. Try to do this one-handed. Switch to the other hand. It's kind of weird trying to do it with one hand. Here. These little guys got stuck in here. All right, I'm actually really impressed with it. I mean, obviously there's a lot I have to learn, like anything. I didn't play with the plows at all. Forks, knives, spoons, whatever they're called. but it really held up really well against all that gravel and rock. And it's still learning how to actually do this. Now this 3-inch stuff isn't really the easiest to grade. It's really about setting just a good foundation, and then I'll be able to bring in 1.5 inches and just top it all over, and then that's what you really can get in. Because I notice when this plane picks up a big rock, something like this right here, that will just carve a hole as it's running. So not the greatest thing, but I think once it's either all the same material, whether dirt or 1.5 inch gravel or 3/4 gravel, it's gonna do awesome. I am gonna take it up on the other side of the RV and play with the road that I'm building that doesn't have gravel yet, see how smooth I can get it before gravel comes, because I think that'll be a big help. But I think so far with what I've done here, this little 3-inch foundation, it's gonna be a big help if we get any rain. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up with that for today in my new skid steer attachment. Lots more to come with that. And I'll bring you guys up to date on all that stuff. Appreciate you hanging out with me. See you guys next time.